First, I just want to introduce myself, and then I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Christine. But thank you all again for showing interest in the ambassador program. And my role at Inspire as a partnerships manager is to help work with actually our nonprofit partners. But this was something that's near and dear to my heart only because personally I come from a family impacted by a rare disease, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to try to get some more of our Inspire members involved within their community and give them an opportunity to, you know, utilize their experience to share with others as well as to share resources with others. So I thank you all for joining. And Christine, do you want to give a quick background on your role at Inspire?
Sure thing. So my name is Christine. I've been with Inspire since December of 2018, so about a year and a half now. And I work on the community side, so I am actually in the communities. Often when you see a post from Team Inspire, or you're contacted by Team Inspire, or you have a question, you are contacting my team. So my team is very involved in the communities and with our members. So that being said, we sincerely thank you for doing all that you do in the communities, because they would be nothing without you. We can answer questions about how to use the site. We can handle some of the arguments between members, but when it comes to the real reason that people come to Inspire, and that is to get support from people just like them, we can't do that without you. And so we are so thankful for all the support that you give our members every day and all of the time that you spend in the community.
Awesome. Thanks,
Okay.
Christine. And
Yeah.
Christine's going to be the one that will, later on in the presentation go over some of the community guidelines, some tips, and she's the expert when it comes to anything community related. So awesome. So a quick overview of Inspire. So Inspire, our mission is to accelerate medical progress through a world of connected patients. Some of our goals include providing a safe online space for patients and caregivers. We really want members like you all to come to Inspire to not only share your own experience, but come to get support from your peers as well. And then, really understand what the needs are and really try to help get your voices involved to help speed up medical research. So, these are our main areas of why Inspire was really created, was to not only connect patients, but also help speed up medical progress, get the voices implemented from the beginning, and try to, give members an opportunity to come to a safe online platform to build friends or, build proper resources when dealing with everyday challenges. So for understanding this, and again, any questions, feel free to reach out or, ask. So who is an Inspire ambassador? This is, again, it's a volunteer role, but it's a person who's an advocate for their community, someone who may be a patient or caregiver, someone that really wants to give back, potentially be a leader within the community, and support others who may have either dealt with a similar experience or looking for maybe answers where you may have either found them, or you can guide them to those resources that come from, a credible site such as our patient advocacy organization partner. We also want our Inspire ambassadors to have, strong understanding of the condition and the ability to work together as a team and to work professionally. We find it very important because this is an opportunity to get more engaged, feel more empowered, and kind of take on a higher leadership role per se within the community, and someone that other members can kind of lean on from time to time, or even new members can be welcomed by this ambassador who can, give them the right resources and again support. So there's kind of two parts to this role. And again, this isn't just like, hey, you have to do all of this. These are just kind of different ways that you all can participate as an Inspire ambassador. So one of the biggest things is, staying active and engaged within your own community. So a few things could be welcoming new members, and later on we'll show you how you can find out who the new members of the community are. Responding to member questions through your own personal experience or resource, as mentioned previously. It could be from the nonprofit partner, NIH, Mayo Clinic, among other credible resources. And then also recommending posts to new members or looking for answers. But additionally, not just replying, but maybe even trying to start new discussion posts on what's going on within the community and updating people, whether it's through research updates that are happening, clinical trials, maybe it's new educational content. It's not necessarily telling them that they should do it, but saying, hey, here's a new research update happening in the community, or here's some great new educational content or videos that were recently found from the nonprofit partner, or here's a conference that's coming up, and really just trying to connect others through these topics of interest, but also giving yourself an opportunity to share your own journey that others can relate to, because sometimes what in life, and this is just what I've learned personally, is you never know how connected you are with others until you start maybe sharing a little bit more about yourself and realizing that we're all going through somewhat of a similar journey or path in the health community. And so simply just sharing parts of it, you never know who that other person on the other side could say, hey, I've gone through something similar, or hey, I would love to connect, or hey, I actually, I'm going to be at the same conference as you. And then the other part too, again, is potentially using social media to build that awareness of your community. So it could be sharing posts on social media if you're a big Facebook person, or Twitter or Instagram, or I know sometimes people are on YouTube, but it's kind of discussing the community or certain topics. It could be referring people to join Inspire, especially those that may not be on it and are looking for answers that you may think that they could find within your own community. These are just, again, opportunities to share about the work that you're doing as an ambassador outside of the Inspire community, and to your other colleagues on these social media platforms, or to friends and families who may actually benefit from learning more about the role you're playing, as well as the community as a whole.
Beth, I have a quick question.
Yes.
This is Brianna, sorry. So we have a nonprofit partner that we work with, and when I told like the head of our nonprofit, hey, like this is, a new role that I'm going to be embarking on with Inspire, she basically was like, well, make sure there's no conflict of interest. And because I have a small business, I don't know if she thought that like it was going to be an avenue for like promotion of my business or something like that, but my vision is, like I see patients with EDS and CSF leaks like on the side, basically, like in practice. So I understand, like, I don't want to be saying, here's resources, or you could come see me as a provider or something like that. But if I share things and links to Inspire, like on my business social medias and that kind of stuff, like that's something that doesn't necessarily cross those conflicts of interest lines as far as I'm aware. Do you agree with that? Or do you have any other insight to add in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that being too big of an issue, but Christine, since you're more the community expert, do you want to maybe chime in on your thoughts as well?
Sure. I would, Brianna, it sounds like you had a pretty good grasp with your explanation on kind of the community guidelines on Inspire. We don't want to provide medical advice. It's a lot of the thing that makes Inspire great is it's the people's personal experiences. So yeah, as long as we're not crossing the promotion or the medical advice guidelines, on Inspire, then I don't see much of a conflict there.
Perfect. And then one other question that I did have kind of related to that, because we have some people like in our CSF Elite community that are, they prefer to remain anonymous, which is like one of the really nice things about Inspire versus like going on Facebook or something like that. But because of that tenet of anonymity, initially there was like a little bit of apprehension from like, oh, well, are you gonna like identify yourself by name and that kind of stuff? And I was like, well, yeah, like as far as I'm concerned, like people can know my name and my social medias and like that kind of stuff, or like my email or whatever, like if they need to message me on Inspire, or like if they, you know, wanted to make sure that I'm like a legitimate human, or if there's pictures or anything like that, because there's like a lot of advocacy stuff that I do that there's pictures for and that kind of stuff. Um, do you guys have any issue with us using like our real names, or do you prefer that we stick with like an anonymous username and not say like, you know, who we actually are? Like, do you have, you know,
That
any
is
insight?
totally a personal preference.
Okay.
And like you said, that's one of the things that makes Inspire great is if you want to be totally anonymous, you can, but if you don't, it's totally up to you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I feel like that's part of like, I guess what makes a person more real is when they like have a real name and like a real face and all of that. So just wanted to check and see. Thanks you guys for that insight.
Yeah, no worries. And again, as Christine said, we really want to put the information in the members' hands. So if they want to share more, they can. If they, if you all simply want to stay anonymous, that's fine as well. So it's really up to you. A few benefits, and again, I want to reiterate right now, we're still kind of in this pilot phase. So any type of feedback is always appreciative, and we'll definitely be doing check-ins every other month with myself, maybe at times with another colleague. It could be Christine, but we essentially just want to kind of build this up, see what's working, see some challenges that you may face, and then how we can adjust, to continue to grow it. But again, some of these benefits are just kind of being more involved, being more engaged within the community, receiving recognition from Inspire through social media. Again, if you feel comfortable with that aspect, opportunity to share your story with others through our community spotlight or blog. So if you really want to share your story and make a difference, there could be opportunities to do so and really highlight a variety of topics, whether it's how Inspire has helped you, or maybe it's discussing family planning, or it's discussing how you coped with it, or how you've advocated for your condition, and then also just trying new features or services before other members. So getting that opportunity as well. And again, these are just a few of them. Ideally, we also want to at some point offer some type of swag as well. And so keep we'll keep you posted as time progresses and as we can continue to provide more benefits for participating in this, and really helping overall the community and being kind of that mentor, that leader that people can, as mentioned before, rely on. As for time commitment, as I mentioned, besides doing the every other month check-ins to obtain some feedback, we suggest, again, this is just suggesting, about 3 to 5 hours per month in the community. Again, this could vary where you may want to do more or may have time to do more. Maybe you only have time to do about 3 hours, and that's fine. We want to make sure we're working on the fly with you all. But I think the biggest thing is communicating it. So really just checking in, even if it's not during this bi-monthly check-in, and just reaching out and saying, hey, listen, I have something coming up, or I'm going on vacation the next week and a half, just to kind of give us an idea, or if anything comes up, as the second part of that bullet mentions, we do get that unexpected circumstances can come up when living with a health condition or being a caregiver for someone. And so if you do need to step away at all, even if it's only temporary, please let us know. We're happy to kind of work with you on that, and we're not gonna ever pressure you and say you can't step away or hey, you got to do more hours. We really want to work, side by side with you as a team to figure out what's going to work best. And the last part is kind of this 6-month commitment with the option to opt into in for the full year following a review. So we could do a check-in after 6 months, kind of see if it's still working, if you're interested in finishing up the year, or if it's not working, then we'll I guess I don't want to use the word terminate, but we just decide to end things when the time is right. But again, because of the commitment, we do want to emphasize that if you're unable to fulfill like the obligations for any reason, that we could discuss the possibility of ending term early. And again, that is just more for the role that you all are playing compared to anyone else in the community. We're really, going to look for you all to play that bigger role and to be that leader and help others when they need support or resources, but also being someone that's going to be accountable and be held to a little bit higher of a standard, especially with community guidelines and anything else that may come up as the, year goes on. Any other questions so far? All right, I'm going to pass it over to Christine, and she's going to briefly go over the community guidelines and kind of the do's and the don'ts and a few other things. So take it away, Christine.
All right, so our community guidelines are posted online. They are on the website. They are in the footer of every page on Inspire. If you're in a discussion and you have a question about the guidelines, just go to the bottom and they're right there. So we're just going to quickly go through some of the do's and don'ts for you as an ambassador. Obviously, you want to be kind and be supportive. We say that it's sometimes hard to infer tone online, and people will read your words in the emotion that they are feeling at the moment. So it's always smart to just stay on the kinder side of things if possible. That being said, if you notice something that is contrary to the guidelines, if you see something that is contrary to the guidelines, let us know. On every profile, on every post, on every reply, there is a problem link that you can report the post to us, and we can review it, and we will be the bad guys. Our goal as the Team Inspire community management team is to, be the bad guys in terms of taking down things that are against our guidelines. We want you guys to be able to focus on being the support system that our members need. So if you're ever in a situation where you think something looks wrong, you're probably right, send it to us and we'll review it, and we can take it from there so that you guys can focus on being the content experts that we as the community team can't be. And also respect the privacy of others. Like Brianna said earlier, the thing about Inspire is sometimes you're talking about very, very personal topics and things that you would never ever think of talking about in a group of sometimes even your close friends, bowel movements and such like that. And so the good thing about Inspire is that we can be anonymous. We have a private messaging system that allows people to talk without having to give up their email address if they don't want to. So just be mindful of that and respectful of that. So here's some things that are against our community guidelines. As I said before, one of the great things about Inspire is that the expertise and the reviews come from people who've actually experienced it. We encourage you to talk about your experiences and share things that worked for you and that didn't work for you and knowledge that you have, but we don't want to be saying you need to take these supplements every day. You need to do this. That is something that members need to discuss with their primary care physicians and their specialty physicians. We don't have all of the information about all of their health needs, so we don't want to be telling people or giving people advice to do certain things. We just want to be sharing experiences. No commercial use, promotion, or solicitation. We do allow some of this on the Inspire profile. If you have a book that you've written on your Inspire profile, if you have a book that you've written, a blog, you're welcome to have those things included in your profile. But we discourage posts solely promoting that stuff. The same with copyright infringement, especially if you find a research article, we want you to share those things, but don't post the entire contents of the article online. You can put some snippets, you can put your thoughts behind it, a summary of the article, and then link to the article, that's fine. But copy and pasting the entire content into an Inspire post is against the guidelines. All right, so some things to remember. I went over these kind of in the guidelines. If you see something that feels wrong, report the post. Don't engage in an argument within the conversation. That never ends well. People get defensive so quickly. We will handle any communications about member issues privately on the back end. So again, you guys can focus on being the support system and the content experts that our members need. Also, if a member is having confusion about the site, or you feel like they need more help than you can give, please encourage them to contact us. We will do everything we can, even if it is reaching out to the partner and seeing if the partner is able to help in any way. Please do not hesitate to either contact us directly and say, hey, this member is having trouble, can you please reach out to them, or encouraging the member to do that as well. Have the member reach out to us themselves.
Quick
also,
question on
yeah,
that regard. Sorry to interrupt
that's
you.
okay. No, you're fine.
So sometimes like we have patients that are like not truly in an emergency, but they're like in crisis, if that makes sense. Is that what you're referring to when you say like if it's more help then we can give them, like, and it's not like a 911 like, oh my gosh, go to the hospital kind of thing, but they're just like having like an emotional time or whatever, like is that what you mean by like reaching out if they're in need of additional support?
If you come across a member that you feel needs that type of support, yes, we do have resources that we can provide, especially in the mental health realm, for members who are in crisis. We have a special response that we can send them that has a lot of resources. We also have other support communities on Inspire that may be able to help with those things. If it is a medical issue, we will always say go to your doctor, call your doctor. We don't want to be responsible for any of that stuff. That is beyond our scope. We are here for the support end of it and not really the medical end of it.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. And even if you want to respond to a member, but you're worried that, I don't know, your tone might come across wrong, or you're having trouble drafting a response, we're happy to help you with that too. We will give you, if we have a standard response that we found that works well, we'd be happy to provide that to you. Otherwise, we'll help you draft a reply if you want to reply to as yourself. Just reach out. We're here to help. All right. What to avoid? Again, tone is hard to read across line. It's hard to convey online. Sometimes you might not see eye to eye with another member. Don't take it personally. Illnesses often make people a lot more emotional. They bring out a lot more emotions than somebody in a great place. And it brings out a lot of struggles and a lot of emotions that sometimes they take it out on the person behind the screen that they can't see. Do not take it personally. Again, contact us with any issues. As I said before, a lot of the discussion and communication on member issues happens offline, or it happens behind the scenes, not in the public forum. And as an ambassador and as somebody who is a little bit more in tune to the community than others, you may be privy to some more information than regular members. Keep that in mind and avoid discussing that in the community if you know that there was a problem with a member and another member is asking about it publicly, if you know that you have information that may be privileged information, as much as you want to share that publicly to clear the air, we're going to ask you to avoid that, just because there are so many things that go on behind the scenes that that sometimes could escalate then. And again, if you have any questions, come to us. All right, so I won't go through all of these again because it's basically what I just said, but don't take it personally. And then avoid conflict. One of the things that often brings up conflict, especially around election time, is politics. Another thing that sometimes causes some strife in the community is discussions about religion. So we recognize that those things are allowed. We have no policy against them. We understand that people who are sick are often impacted by legislation and they often turn to their faith. So we allow them to discuss that. If those are things that are not of interest to you, we ask that you simply ignore those discussions and continue on your way. If you see anything that has crossed a community guideline about inappropriate content, or if the arguments in the discussion at hand are getting a little bit out of control, again, please report the post to us. We have processes where we monitor posts that are possibly about to go off the rails, and we can again be the bad guys there. And again, don't discuss private member issues. If you know that a certain member is in the hospital or something and they have not given you permission to talk about it, please respect their privacy. And the same goes with moderator issues. All right, Seth, I think I'm handing it back to you now.
Yeah, so the next steps for this would be to update your Inspire profile, and what we will do is we'll provide you with some suggested text to help kind of get it started, and I will make sure to email you all after this just so that you have that. You can also add that you are an Inspire ambassador for your community. You know, maybe it's making a post within the community, letting people know about that as well. And then the fun part, which is just start posting. So responding to members, letting members know about any relevant news, encouraging them to continue to update the community on their journey. And then, you know, using the community partner website to find any additional resources that you think will be helpful for the members. And then these are just a few quick tips. And again, we'll be sending this out after. And Christine did a great job putting these together and really showing how to find the newest community members and how you can filter it by demographic, find members in other Inspire communities, and really just finding out when they join. And then, you know, maybe it's sending a welcome in some capacity, or reaching out and saying, hi, I'm an ambassador, I'm happy to help. And then just, again, Inspire resources, as mentioned, Christine and our community team of, I guess our community team moderates 24/7, and feel free to reach out to them directly at team@inspire.com. You can also submit a help request by clicking the help link located in the drop-down menu next to your profile photo at the upper left corner of any Inspire page. But if there's any specific questions, you can reach out to me at seth@inspire.com, or you can reach out to ambassadors@inspire.com, and we'll be happy to reach back out to you and help you with any challenges or any questions that you may have. And then again, here's a few other key resources that may be beneficial, including the privacy policy, terms of use, our Inspire FAQ as well as the Ambassador FAQ, and then our principles.
And I just wanted to add one more thing. If you do contact us at Team Inspire, the community management team, it is super helpful if you just identify yourself. In the beginning, say, hey, I am an Inspire ambassador. I noticed this. And that way, I will make sure that there are notes specifying you as an Inspire ambassador in our records, but just as the person is initially reviewing the report, it is helpful for them to see that, oh, this person is a little bit more in tune to the goings on in the community than somebody who may have just joined yesterday. So it's helpful if in the beginning you just say, hey, I'm an ambassador for this community. Here's my question. Here's my issue. Well, thank you guys. Again, we are nothing without you. You are the reason that members come here and why they love Inspire and why they find so much comfort. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you all again. And again, we'll send out the recording over the next hopefully few days, as well as send out kind of how to set up your profile with some suggested texts. And then again, reach out to myself or the community team if you have any other questions or need help with anything. We're here to assist you along the way. So with that being said, I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Hopefully it's nice and warm or sunny wherever you all are, and looking forward to working with you.